David and Joseph both make $100,000 a year. Same salary, same city, same age. One feels broke, the other feels free. David checks his bank account before buying groceries. Joseph doesn't. David feels a small spike of anxiety every time his phone buzzes. Joseph sleeps through the night. Same income. So what's going on? If you make six figures and still feel tight, if you look at your paycheck and think, this should feel better than it does, this video is about you. Because in 2026, $100,000 a year doesn't mean what it used to. It sounds rich, it looks rich, it gets labeled rich, but it doesn't always feel rich. And that gap between what it should feel like and what it actually feels like is where the stress lives. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people who feel broke at 100K aren't bad with money. They're structured badly. David structured his life one way, Joseph structured his life another. That's it. Not talent, not intelligence, not luck, structure. And once you see the difference, you can't unsee it. Let me show you exactly why one of them feels trapped and the other feels calm. Same salary, completely different reality. Let's talk about David. David did everything right. He went to college, he got the degree, he landed the corporate job, he worked his way into six figures. He makes $100,000 a year, he has a nice apartment, a new SUV, good credit, decent benefits. On paper, David is successful. If you looked at his LinkedIn, you'd think he's winning. Now let's look at the math. David earns $100,000 a year. After federal taxes, state taxes, and FICA, he takes home about $6,200 a month. Not bad, until the payments start. Rent, $2,700. Car payment, 84-month loan, $850. Insurance and gas, $350. Student loans, $400. Health insurance, $500. Groceries, $800. Utilities, phone, internet, $400. Subscriptions and apps, $150. Eating out, social life, normal living, $600. Add it up. That's about $6,750. David makes six figures, but he's negative every month, about $500 short. So what does he do? He bridges the gap. Credit card, buy now, pay later. It's fine, I'll catch up next month. Next month never comes. This is the part nobody posts online. Because on Instagram, David looks stable. He scrolls and sees vacations, new kitchens, Teslas and driveways, weekend brunch photos. He thinks, I make $100,000, why do I feel behind? He's not behind, he's leveraged. David doesn't have an income problem, he has a payment stack. Every decision he made was affordable, but stacked together, they're suffocating. And here's the psychological twist. Nothing he bought was crazy. He didn't buy a mansion. He didn't buy a Lamborghini. He bought normal. Normal rent, normal car, normal lifestyle. And normal, in 2026, is expensive. David doesn't feel poor. He feels tight. He feels one emergency away from stress, one layoff away from panic, one big repair away from debt. That feeling, that's not low income, that's fragility. And fragility feels exactly like being broke. Now let's talk about Joseph. Same job level, same city, same $100,000 salary, but different choices. Joseph drives a 6-year-old car. It's not exciting. It's not embarrassing either. It's paid off. When Joseph got a raise, he didn't upgrade his life. He didn't move into the luxury building. He didn't trade in his car. He didn't expand his lifestyle to match his income. He expanded his margin. Let's run his numbers. Same take-home pay, about $6,200 a month. Rent, $2,100. Not tiny, just reasonable. Car payment, $0. Insurance and gas, $300. Student loans, none. Health insurance, $500. Groceries, $700. Utilities, phone, internet, $350. Subscriptions, $50. Eating out and lifestyle, $400. Added up, roughly $4,400 a month. Joseph isn't cutting coupons in the dark. He isn't miserable. He isn't extreme. He just doesn't have the payment stack. That leaves him with about $1,800 every month in margin. He saves $1,500 of it consistently. In 1 year, about $18,000 saved. In 2 years, over $36,000 liquid, cash, accessible, not theoretical. Joseph doesn't feel rich, but he feels stable. When his phone buzzes, it's not anxiety. When his car needs tires, it's an inconvenience, not a crisis. When layoffs hit his company, he doesn't panic scroll job boards at 2 a.m. He has time, he has options, he has breathing room. And here's the part that matters. Joseph doesn't feel better because he earns more, he feels better because he owes less. Same salary, completely different structure. David optimized for lifestyle, Joseph optimized for margin. David has income, Joseph has control. And control feels like wealth. Now the real matter is, why 100K feels broke in 2026? Now zoom out. This isn't just David, this is structural. This is 2026, and the rules changed. 1. Inflation reset the baseline. Groceries aren't up a little, they're up 15, 20, sometimes more. Insurance, skyrocketing. Car insurance, home insurance, health insurance, housing, distorted. What used to be a nice place is now entry-level pricing. What used to be middle class now requires 2 incomes and perfect credit. Here's the quiet shift. $100,000 today does not buy what $100,000 used to buy. It buys closer to what $70,000 or $75,000 bought a few years ago. But psychologically, we still hear 6 figures and think wealth. That gap between expectation and reality creates frustration. 2. Debt is normalized. Now layer on culture. 84-month car loans, 5% down mortgages, buy now, pay later for furniture, financing phones, financing vacations, financing normal life, and it's marketed perfectly. It's only $7.99 a month, only $42 bi-weekly, only $120 today. Only. Payments are sold as affordable. But affordability is not the same thing as sustainability. You can afford something and still slowly suffocate under it. You can make the payment and still have no margin. That's the trap. We stopped thinking in totals. We started thinking in monthly fragments, and fragments hide the full cost. 3. Lifestyle inflation is automatic. Now add human behavior. Raise, upgrade. Bonus, vacation. Promotion, better car. New job, better apartment. We expand to match income immediately, almost instinctively. No pause, no margin creation, just expansion. And here's the dangerous part. Lifestyle upgrades feel permanent. Raises don't. When income drops, lifestyle doesn't automatically shrink, but payments stay. So what happens? You hit 6 figures, you expand to 6-figure lifestyle costs, and suddenly you're back at 0 margin. You feel broke at an income that once symbolized freedom. This isn't about intelligence, it's about structure. The economy shifted, marketing got smarter, debt got normalized, and expectations never adjusted. That's why 100K feels tight in 2026. Not because it's small, but because the system around it got heavier. The real difference. Now here's the part that matters. The difference between David and Joseph is not discipline. It's not intelligence. It's not hustle. It's not who works harder. It's structure. David optimized for image. Joseph optimized for margin. David built fixed costs. Joseph built flexibility. David has income. Joseph has options. On the outside, they look similar. Inside, completely different financial nervous systems. David's life is calibrated to maintain appearances. Joseph's life is calibrated to maintain control. That's the real divide. The $20,000 moment. Let's stress test both lives. If David lost his job tomorrow, how long does he last? 1 month? 2? Maybe until the credit cards fill up? His rent doesn't pause, his car payment doesn't disappear, his insurance doesn't negotiate, the payment stack keeps running. Now ask the same question about Joseph. If Joseph lost his job tomorrow, how long does he last? 6 months? 9? A year? Because Joseph has $30,000 plus sitting liquid, not invested, not theoretical, not home equity, cash, time, breathing room. This is the shift nobody talks about. Security feels like wealth. Fragility feels like poverty. Even at $100,000 a year, you can earn 6 figures and still feel one emergency away from collapse. Or you can earn 6 figures and feel untouchable. The difference isn't the salary, it's the margin between your income and your obligations. That margin, that's freedom. Let's close this clearly. $100,000 isn't poor, but in 2026, it's not automatic wealth. 6 figures used to guarantee breathing room. Now it guarantees opportunity, if you structure it correctly. Wealth today doesn't mean the nicest apartment. It doesn't mean the newest SUV. It doesn't mean looking successful. Wealth now means low obligations, high flexibility, real savings, a controlled lifestyle. It means your expenses don't own you. It means your income isn't already spoken for. It means if life punches you, and it will, you don't collapse. David looks successful. Joseph feels secure. And security is what actually feels rich. So if you make 6 figures but still feel broke, you don't need more income. You need fewer payments. That's the difference. Before you go, if this felt a little too accurate, if you saw a bit of David in yourself, comment margin below. Not because it sounds cool, but because typing it makes it real. And I read the comments. I want to know, are you building image or are you building flexibility? So that I can make more videos on this topic if you need more. And if you're serious about playing this game differently, about fewer payments, more control, and real financial freedom, subscribe. I'm Walter, and on this channel, we don't chase income fantasies. We build leverage, one decision at a time. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.